Hear you. Thank you so much for having us, for having me.
Yeah.
On the show.
Okay. Is that a real background there? Is that like one of those? Is that a?
It's not virtual.
It's not virtual.
It's not a virtual one. It's actually a real one.
Hey, okay. So una enjoy. Yani the California. The California. I don't know whether it's sunlight, because California has been having funny weather lately.
No, I've actually just come back from a whole what we're calling the mobile consular services effort all around America.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you, my last place was Minnesota.
Yes.
And thank God I'm in LA. I actually sat in the sun for 3 hours.
Ulichapwa na baridi sawa.
I sat in the sun for 3 hours just to suck it in.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's good. That's good. And karibu sana to the One Mic Show. Now, we know that the PS for Diaspora Affairs, Roslyn Jogu, and DC's ambassador, Lazarus Amayo, will feature in this OVC Expo. So briefly tell us why and where the Kenyan government is getting involved in this expo, and if government is now looking at diaspora Kenyans as foreign direct investors. Balozi Big Ted.
Okay. So I think number one is to thank all of you for putting this together. We shall actually be at this particular event. I'll be your host for this particular event. And amongst my boss, the PS for Diaspora, will be there speaking. My senior, Balozi Amayo, will also be there at the same event, and a few other government officials. The president of the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce, Richard Ngatia, will also be there. And I think for us as government, it's important, number one, to support each and every activity that Kenyans have outside Kenya, because of a few things. Number one, these are the same people who we expect to either bring back investment into the country or to attract investment. And above everything, remember, these are the first line ambassadors that we have all over the world. So for government, it's important that we're there. It's important that we're there also to listen and to hear what the ground is saying, what people in the diaspora are saying. For example, we just came out of what we're calling the MCS, Mobile Consular Services, which again was an initiative by the ministry of a promise the president made for increased engagement in the diaspora. But from it also, we've learned quite a bit of stuff, quite a bit. We went in with one direction, and again, we have learned quite a lot. And we want to promise you that the next one we shall do shall be better, shall be very, very different. And the things that the lessons that we take shall be effected in the next one. So for government, number two is to listen. Number three, government is there to speak. Government is there to speak for itself and for the country and for the potential that the region has. You remember the last time I was on your show, I spoke about this thing of loving Kenya. And I said, Kenya is 1 hour away from everything. And I told you why Kenya and why now. And if you watched the trade representative who was in Kenya, she used the exact words. Why Kenya, why now, and how?
Okay.
So the world is looking to Kenya because it's the most stable economy in East and Central Africa. And apart from Nigeria and South Africa and the top countries, Kenya is actually the shining light. It's the anchor for quite a number of economies. I mean, around Kenya, we have about 8 or 9 countries whose economies are anchored on Kenya and whose stability is anchored on Kenya. So for us, as the government, it's important for us to be there to support this particular process, but also to be part of the solution. I heard you ask a question before, and I want to appreciate. Maybe I've never said this before. Now, all of a sudden, I appreciate the whole issue of people in the diaspora complaining about guys in Kenya either playing them or whatever. I mean, I'm experiencing it daily, whereby you call a guy, you can't reach them. It's a whole lot of stories. For me, it's an opportunity for a service that is required there. In fact, a few people I know have come up with a couple of services. They'll be launching them.
Okay.
But this is also an opportunity for people in the diaspora to tell government that their solution they want to give, not necessarily government to give them.
Okay.
So those three things, I think, are the most important things that government is coming to do on the table.